Oh man, so Young Miami has officially broken her silence and returned to her platform called Carisha Please. That's on Revolt TV, formerly owned by Diddy, and she came to address two big issues: life after dating Diddy and life after the City Girls. Okay. Now, this interview is receiving mixed reactions on social media. She's even responding to the mixed reactions and things of that sort. She says, I knew the interview would be 50-50, but I feel good telling my truth. I'm about to go outside and have a ball. I deserve it. See y'all later. He said, emotional lie. Man, nobody stands for real. That means emotional ass. That's how Miami people talk. I understand every POV. I'm digesting everything. Okay, no. The mixed reactions are coming because it seemed like she low-key praised Diddy. It I ain't gonna lie, kinda felt like some PR for Diddy while bashing her former partner, JT. The interview kicked off with Carisha speaking on her experience with Puff. Let's get to that right there.
When it comes to Diddy, why do you think that you are so heavily involved in everything? Like, everything that comes out about him, like you said, it's automatically, well, what you think? Mm-hmm. Well, how you feel, what you got to say?
Because people feel like I was Diddy's biggest cheerleader and I made him my brand. And I feel like Diddy was on brand for me. I got with Diddy environment to my life. I had him at the office. I was still doing rich roulette in the split.
The office is the booty club, the strip club down here in Miami.
Right on. Ari. Slap on my ass. I ain't never think I was bigger than the program. I was still on my City Girls shit. I was still doing remixes. Don't play with it.
You know, Gucci Mane. First impression.
I was still working. City Girls was on tour with Jack Harlow. We had At Bad. Diddy came to me with the song. Told JT, let's get on this record. Like, I was still doing City Girls shit. I was heavily involved in the group. I never thought I was bigger than the program.
So,
pay attention to what she's saying. She never thought she was bigger than the program. But who did think that they were bigger than the program?
With Diddy, what was your experience with dating him? Because I feel like in the headlines, it's a lot of just chaos and it's a lot of allegations. And so I think that's what makes people feel like, well, since you were so heavily involved, you were a part of these things or you were around these things. So what was your experience like, dating him?
Well, I met Diddy at P Party and I met him when he was in a love era. And I met Diddy when the world was celebrating him and giving him his flowers while he was alive. Mm-hmm. Like he was getting the Global Icon Award, the Lifetime Achievement Award, the Key to the City. He had a new album that was coming out. So I was celebrating him with the world. And I just feel like everybody trying to crucify me for it. Like, you was his biggest advocate. You was his cheerleader, but I was just celebrating when the world was celebrating him. Mm-hmm. So why am I being crucified or why am I being separated?
Yeah, I could get that point. I'm going to be very, very critical. I'm gonna say what I agree with, what I don't agree with. All right, so we can do this for real.
Yeah. When I was dating him, it was love. The frequency is high. We used to laugh because that's like him saying it's always, "What's up, queen?"
Yes.
So I just felt like I met him in a whole new era, and that wasn't my experience. Mm-hmm. Like when I met him, it was just like. I told y'all on season 1, I even asked him, like, why you fucking with me? Why you fucking with a city girl?
Yeah.
Why you coming into my world? Because I'm on some whole other shit. Like, you know my lyrics and stuff. Yeah. And it's just like, when I got with him, he was just a man. Like, it was more of like, okay, we ain't gonna do that. We gonna sit, we gonna communicate, we gonna get solutions. What's going on? Like, we ain't even going that route. So that was my experience with him.
So a lot of the things that people really like say about him, you didn't experience that as in dating. That's not something that you saw. So is that the reason why you never said anything? Is that the reason why when all of these allegations and lawsuits came apart, like, why didn't you speak?
Because I can't speak on something that wasn't my experience. And I can't speak on something that I don't know. I can't speak on these allegations because I wasn't around at the time. I don't know that person and that wasn't my experience.
Fair enough, but let's continue.
So with you being, I feel like, a survivor of domestic violence, he never hit you in a relationship. He was never violent. Was that something that you had to tolerate, or that wasn't a part of because I feel like that's the biggest thing to him right now is, what he going through in these lawsuits and, that video that came out. And it's like, I feel like a lot of people are wondering, was that your experience? And I know personally that you've been through domestic violence before, and I don't think I know that's something that you've grown from and that you don't tolerate.
I've been through domestic violence in 2 relationships. And I told myself, after the second relationship, I would never put myself in that situation again. Especially now being that I'm a mom. I'm a mom. I was a mother then, but like having a daughter, like I would never put myself in that position. I don't stand for domestic violence. I'm just not going for that.
So do you feel like with dating Diddy, like, was it a business relationship? Do you feel like it was beneficial for you?
I feel like it was beneficial for both of us. I think that, like, I was able to come and be a brand ambassador for Deleon and take it to a whole nother level because I feel like, I won't say nobody wasn't drinking Deleon, but...
Nobody wasn't drinking Deleon.
But when I came, it was just like, it's a city or a summer, we drinking Deleon, we acting bad. So I feel like I was an asset. I honestly just feel like with Diddy, like, I met him at a P party and I don't know what his intentions was, but I don't know if it was like business or he really liked me, but I felt like, when he got me, he really saw something in me. And that's why he was like, you know what? You got a big personality. Like, you should do a podcast. Like, you know how to engage in conversations. Like, you know how to ask good questions. So I felt like, I came into his world and I was able to, like, turn everything he had going on up a notch. Like, he had Deleon. I was able to have the whole world drinking Deleon and putting in his songs. Like, I made it popular, Yeah. And then with Revolt, I was able to come and make it the #1 podcast on Revolt.
Yeah.
So I felt like, and then with him, it was like he was able to, take my career to the next level. I did the Met Gala. I got ready with Vogue. Like, I wasn't going into the relationship thinking like, I want to get a purse.
Now, that was the first time she was asked about Diddy, but the second time it kind of felt like more PR. And I didn't really feel this answer that she gave right here as far as this. Let's watch this.
Are you still dating Puff Daddy?
I'm not. I said I was going to tell my truth. I think that it really, really, really hurt me because I just feel like, Puff was a really, really good person to me. I feel like he came and he helped me and, he elevated me and he saw a lot of things in me. And I feel like that's like one of his specialties. Like, he know how to like find people and, identify their talent. And he was able to see more than music in me. And I felt like he brought out another side of me. Like, he brought out like my jitsu side. Like, my woman side. Like, it was like a lot of things that I didn't see in me that he brought out of me. Like, baby girl, you more than music. You an icon. You a motherfucking mogul. You know what I'm saying? Like, put God first. Make sure you keep God with everything that you do. But I just felt like when all of these things came out, I just needed to take a break and focus on what's important. That was just me and my career and my family, and just, let him navigate and figure that out on his own because I can't get caught up in that.
Although he was so great to you and you didn't experience that, you still feel like just with everything that's transpiring, in order for you to soar or to keep elevating, you need to disassociate yourself.
It's not in order for me to keep soaring or, just to elevate myself. I just feel like, although that wasn't my experience, and he was such a good person to me, and that's what people don't understand about like me and Puff relationship. They was just like, you were so loud, and you made him a part of your brand, and like you just thought that you had something, and it wasn't that. Because I think the same thing with him. Like, he didn't expect to fall in love with me because we did end up falling in love with each other. And I just feel like, it's just everything that's going on. Like, I don't want to get caught up in that. And I just need a moment to just pour into me.
Yeah, I could see that. And I just want to take a moment to give you your flowers for being so strong. And
all right, it don't sound like she's done. It don't sound like she's disgusted with what she's seen and what she's heard. That's going to be the issue that viewers are going to have with her. They wanted to hear her disassociate herself from Puffy. People don't want to hear about you leaving just because how it's going to affect your career. Are you in fear for your life? Are you disgusted by the things that he was doing? Do you disagree with the way he was living before you? Can you be with someone who has the alleged past that he's had? That's the issue. That's the thing that people are going to be thinking about, okay? I'm not going to lie. I understand that her experience was separate than the other ladies, but you have to clearly condemn the action that you seen in that video. To say that you just left the relationship because of the drama and not for your safety is not what the viewers want to hear. I understand where she's coming from, and that may be her truth. If it is her truth, so be it. Who knows? Maybe some things were left on the cutting room floor that she did say to condemn Puffy, because no matter what folks may think or say, Revolt is still connected to Diddy, in my opinion. But nevertheless, she was much more candid when speaking on her situation with JT and what led to the City Girls falling out. Let's get into that, man.
So when it comes to, City Girls and JT, y'all was having an argument on Twitter. You felt like, she was making songs about you. She felt like you throwing a rock and hide in your hand. Where do y'all stand at today as City Girls and just as sisters, as friends?
Shit ain't all good and it's not all bad. Like, we don't talk every day, but it's no beef on my end. I still look at her as family, but it's not like we on the phone, we chatting every day, or we checking in like, hey, she posting my shit, I'm posting her shit. It's not, I won't say we beefing, but it's not.
Do you feel like taking it to the internet, or do you feel like things that happen behind the scenes have went too far that it'll never be the same motherfucker the old days?
I feel like
You gonna quote JT? That's crazy.
once we go to the internet, that's kind of like I'm a type of person, like, if we feel some type of way, we could hash this shit out behind closed doors. You could call my phone, we could text each other, we could cuss each other out. But like, once it goes to the internet, I feel like you trying to get people to pick a side. Mm-hmm. Like, you putting people in our business to pick a side, and I don't fuck with that. Because I feel like we've been friends for so long that if we gonna go to the internet, we gotta air each other dirty laundry. Like, I'm gonna have to say some shit about you, you gonna have to say some shit about me, and people gonna have to pick a side. And if we real friends, we ain't going to the internet. I'm not going to the internet. And I felt like, I'm always the one that's gonna let the narrative run and let people think what they want to think and not clear nothing up. Cause it's just, it'll never be that serious to me. Like, I'm cool. I ain't gotta clear nothing up.
So how long behind the scenes do you feel like have things been rocky between y'all two?
I ain't gonna lie though. I've been in a situation before where Ace Boon Coon never had no issue with Ace Boon Coon, then find out that they got an issue with you through someone else. That shit hurt a nigga's soul. Like, God damn, my boy, like, you ain't gonna tell me? You ain't gonna tell me? That was crazy. That was crazy. So I could imagine that type of shit. You feel me?
I feel like it's been a minute. It's been a minute since shit been going on behind closed doors. Like, I just feel like we outgrew each other. I feel like she was in LA, I was in Miami. She was been working on her shit. I didn't know. Mm-hmm. And I just feel like every time we try to get together, it just didn't hit.
So do you feel like distance, you living in Miami, she living in LA, did that play a part in the wedge of y'all two?
I don't know.
Did y'all go to the studio together? How was recording? Because y'all last album didn't do well. And I feel like even in interviews, y'all weren't in sync. Mm-hmm. And it didn't look like something that just happened. It looked like something that's been occurring.
Yeah. I just feel like when we got together, it just wasn't hitting. I just felt like we was just in two different headspaces. Like, the way we dressed was different. Like, I'm more of, I wear a leotard, JT want to wear something covered. So I just felt like whenever we tried to get together, it just didn't connect. Like, we'll be on tour. She got her own dressing room. I got my own dressing room. She riding with her own glam team. I'm riding with my own glam team. When we get on the stage and we do our routine, that was probably the only interaction we had at the time when we was on tour together. So I don't really know like what was the moment that separated us, but I just felt like it became a time where like when we was getting together, it just wasn't connecting. And I was just like, ain't no money in the group. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not going to the studio together. I'm doing a feature. People calling for the City Girls. It's either me or it's you. It just wasn't connecting no more. And I just felt like that's what really made me like start my own brand. Like, I got to do something because I'm in this group. The group ain't making no money. We not working. So it just became a point where we was just like on two different pages. Yeah. And I felt like whenever we just a video shoot, just anything, like, it just wasn't connecting. And I was just like, you know what, I gotta like figure something out because I do got kids, and that's what really made me start doing like rich roulette and getting into my merch and things like that because I just felt like the group just wasn't hitting no more.
Basically, right now, today, it's not bad, it's not good, but do you still feel like you would consider JT a sister?
Yeah, I feel like we grew up together. I feel like I'm gonna always look at her as family, but again, like everything I'm not gonna sit here and just like do that strategic question. How are you? Yeah, you know, that's my sister. We go, no, shit ain't all good, but it's not all bad neither. And I just want to move forward from that. I don't want to have to keep answering that question. It's just what it is. It's nothing going on. We not in the group no more. She went her own way, I went my own way, and that's just where we at.
Okay, period.
And I don't want to answer it no more, so don't ask me.
Okay. They talked about some more things of our detail, but what she's saying so far, that's her truth, that's her perspective. Let's tap in with JT's perspective real quick about the back and forth that they had online. Let's tap in real quick. Then we're gonna come back to that interview.
Ultimately, right now, you in your solo bag. How has your experience differed? Like, is it sometimes like you look to your left or you look to your right and you're like, where's my girl?
I'm not gonna lie. I be so in my zone and just trying to get to it. And I feel like it's all gonna be beneficial for both of us at the end of the day. And I feel like being by myself, the thing is that is different is that my opinion is my opinion. It don't have to go through 5 different hands. It's just like I'm telling my label and they like, okay, Miss Mamas, it worked the first 2 times. Cause we didn't think that it was gonna work them first 2 times. So we gonna trust you the 3rd time. And it worked the 3rd time. So it's just like, okay, this bitch know what she's doing and she know what she's talking about. So I don't think that when I go out and to perform or to do anything, I don't look left or right, baby. I look straight ahead.
So what was going through, for a minute, I thought it was like a little publicity stunt, but what was going through your mind when you in Miami was going back and forth and people was trying to pick it up and then y'all immediately closed it out within literally like 30 minutes or less? Like, were you gagged or were you like, I don't care?
From which side? Like, from my side?
Just
or
gagged that it was a public thing. Like, gagged that, okay, we really online, me and my girl really online going back and forth. I mean, it's not that unusual. Y'all are just popular.
No, I wasn't gagged. I know that it was gonna end up there. It was gonna end up somewhere, but I wasn't gagged. And I was more so hurt than gagged. I would say that. Like, I did not want that to happen. But it's just like when you get to the point of ego and it's like it gets there, you know, you forget to express yourself in a private setting, or you forget to talk like adults because it's both of us getting this attitude of who the you think you are, you know? And then it's just like it happened and it was stupid and it's done. It's over with and now it's funny to both of us.
You guys
now it's
handled it really
hilarious
well.
to both of us. Now it's just a funny thing in time to us. Like, I can't believe you know?
Yeah. You guys handled it really, really well.
I just, like I said, I feel like when we do speak on it and whatever happened, if we ever speak on it, she should be able to tell her side or how she feel or like, you know, because we both were dead ass wrong. It wasn't no right person in that situation. And I feel like that's just something that we should talk about as adults. Like, cause it's a key now. Like, it's very funny. Like, when I think about it, I can't believe it. And she texted me the other day about something, and because I you know me, I always be just, and I was like, oh girl, I forgot. That was the day we was arguing. Like, and I can't believe that we had like, I was like, girl, okay. Like, that was the day we was arguing or whatever. And that's why. But literally it became a laughter in history. Like, it's just like something that we both would never forget. And I'm glad it didn't get out of hand. It was very you. It wasn't personal. It would never be personal. It would never be no tea spill.
All right, back to what Creature was saying.
Some tweets. So there was a time where JT was arguing with Cardi. And they was going back and forth, And you woke up and said, I was asleep.
I said I just woke up.
I just woke up. And
I
once you
don't know
woke up,
did I say I was asleep or I just woke
you
up?
said I just woke up. And after you just woke up, there were no more following tweets. So a lot of people feel like you should have jumped in and defended JT, that being your City Girl group member, that being your homegirl, like, and you was on mute. So elaborate.
Let me tell you something, Santana. And you may, I'm never on mute. Ain't no bitch don't gonna mute me because I'm gonna get out there win draw. What it is? A win, lose, a draw. Thank you.
Thank you.
But you gotta show me what you got. I'm one of them hoes. You gonna have to put me down and I'm still gonna pop my shit. I never not came to JT defense, ever. She was arguing with Agent R, and I told Agent R, hey, bitch, meet me in Brooklyn. You know?
I remember that.
Like, I would never not come to her defense. Just, you know, as us being a group, just as fuck being a group, just her being my motherfucking bitch. One fight, we all fight. That's how I was raised. Bitch, one swing, y'all all swing. You know what I'm saying? But it was just like I was asleep. I literally was sleeping when I woke up. I see like trending and I'm seeing all these tweets. And when I caught up on it, like once I really got caught up on the tweets and I was like reading the context of the tweets, I'm like, they arguing about Super Freaky Girl remix. Bitch, I got left off of Bad Bougie. Bitch, the queen they call me.
That's funny. I ain't gonna lie. That's funny as hell. That's funny.
You get what I'm saying? So I'm like, I'm getting caught up on the tweets and I see they arguing about the remix or whatever. And I'm like, the queen ain't calling me. And I ain't know nothing about the remix. You know what I'm saying? Like when she dropped the single cover art, the official single cover art for the remix.
And they had all the cities.
And it was like Boston, Chicago, Miami. I'm thinking it's like Trina or somebody, bitch. I'm trying to play the game with the fans. Like, bitch, who it is from Miami? You know, the song was never mentioned to me. I was never called for the song. I was never given a heads up like, hey, you know, I got a song coming out with Nicki or nothing. I never knew nothing about it.
So this what she referring to right here? Chicago, Miami, Atlanta, New York. Oh, okay. Okay. I ain't peeped that, y'all know. I covered some of this content, but I really don't be paying attention to some of this shit. I ain't peeped that.
Yeah.
So when that situation came on Twitter and they was arguing about the song, it's like, why insert myself? You know what I'm saying? Like that situation had absolutely nothing to do with me. Bitch, I got left off of Bad Bougie.
That's funny.
I didn't even know nothing about the motherfucking song.
That's funny.
So I just felt like, you know, that was between JT and Cardi.
Now let's look at some reactions to that point right there. They say Carisha basically admitting that she didn't defend JT during her fight with Cardi because she got the Nicki feature before her. Nah, see, y'all be missing the principles. When that girl did a song by herself, she told JT and still put feature in the City Girls, and actually that was a few songs while JT was locked up. Y'all be trying to play on Carisha top like she ain't held that shit down for years. Now, Asian Doll speaks after being mentioned in the interview. She says, he asked why you didn't defend your friend when she's arguing with Cardi. Stay on top of it, boo, because you and Santana know how I give it up. Done seen y'all too many times, and I always gave on that. I'll fight both of y'all to this day, laughing, smooches. Yeah, Asian Doll a crash out. Don't fight Asian Doll. She a little crash out. I ain't trying to see that right there. It is what it is. Let that shit go. Let that shit go, man. She ain't really got no career outside of fighting and OnlyFans and talking online. That's all she got to herself. So she gonna go hard for that. Cause the music don't stick. She gonna try to get one of the hits to stick. That's what she do. She got different type of hits she's trying to catch. Now, one point that was interesting in the interview was that Young Mommy revealed that she was low-key shelled.
I'm not able to release music right now. It's because it's like when I try to turn my music in, it's just like we don't see no growth in your music, or you know, you're not elevating it. You know, like the fans that y'all had 6 years ago, they grown now.
That's tough, boy. So folks saying this right here. Young Miami has been shelved. I love that. Let's get to old music industry back. Start shelving these artists. You ain't going nowhere, but we're not letting you go. Be better. Sounds like the folks at QC know what they're talking about. Hey, it happens though. It happens though, dog. If you're not making money, but you're still stuck in that deal, they gonna hold you because eventually you may pop off and go crazy. So then they can go ahead and figure it out. Now, you know, getting shelved in nowadays is easier if you already had a name, because sometimes you can just pop. QC shelves a lot of artists. And they don't play about that. If you're not gonna bring in a return, they're gonna shelve you, especially if the more they keep putting your music out and you have bad numbers, it's going to ruin you even more. So they rather wait until you have a for sure hit that they know that's going to bring in good numbers, and they can continue the business moving forward, because it ain't like how it used to be for underground artists. Underground artists were able to put out mixtapes in like the 2010s, and your numbers didn't matter on mixtapes. You could just put that shit out, and if a song hit and stick, you good. But nowadays, since everything is counted for streams, they're factoring in based on if you're hot or not based on the streams, that every single release is critical. It was a time when QC was on Amigos and they were not doing well. Before Bad and Bougie dropped, it was the time they weren't doing well. But they just kept working, putting out mixtapes and EPs, and finally they caught one, and then that led to the album coming out. But nowadays, it's just hard to do that without everything being hypercritical for every single move you make in this industry, especially when people are just looking for something to go wrong. They're looking to go ahead and judge you on a harsh scale. People like Young Miami, the City Girls, I never respected them to sell well, because I understand the landscape, I understand their target audience. I don't expect them to sell well. I don't expect Sexy Red to sell well. I look at artists like Moneybagg Yo, he has a cap. Even artists like Gunna, he has a cap. Gunna is probably like right now, he's at his cap. Things are changed as far as how they count sales. Certain music genres or niches, they're capped out due to the people that want to listen to that type of shit. So that's something right there. But yeah, dog, it was interesting listening to Young Miami give her take after all she been through with the Diddy situation and everything, man. Hey, dog, y'all know she from the crib. Some things I ain't agree with, some things I do agree with. As far as the JT situation, some folks may not see that being a big deal with JT not coming forward, letting her know everything's going on as far as her making her own music and shit, because Young Miami said she didn't even know that JT was working on solo projects. Listen, that's weird. JT was moving weird. You don't tell her about a Nicki Minaj feature. Like Nicki Minaj, that's like what the biggest person, that is the biggest person in female rap. You don't let your group mate know about that, like just to share that moment with each other. And also while y'all struggling, for a hit to get relevancy in the game, you're working on a solo project and your mind's not aware of it. Like, I don't think folks understand how frustrating that is when you're in a group. One person's all in focusing on the group, thinking about ideas to stay relevant and come up with hits, but the next person's interest is in their solo career. So they're not feeding the biggest ideas to the group. They're keeping it for themselves. And I'm not saying that's exactly what JT was doing, but I have seen that happen in the past. So that's interesting nevertheless, dog. But as far as Carisha moving forward, I think she has a career as a socialite. I don't see too much more moving forward as far as her as a rapper, as far as her career as a rapper. I don't really see that moving forward. Her best bet is being relevant on social media and hoping she may catch a TikTok trend or something like that. She's not in the hot spot of her career. Verses that used to be for her, they're not being given to Sexy Red. But before the Diddy shit, everybody loved the personality, and I think she missed the opportunity right here to completely separate herself from Diddy by giving him too much praise and not being straight up as far as really addressing what we all seen. She did denounce domestic violence, but she did not denounce Diddy's actions, specifically Diddy's actions in the video with Cassie. So the folks, I'm wondering how that's gonna go over with them, but it is what it is. But y'all gotta let me know what y'all gotta say in the comment section below. I'm gonna get up out of here though. This is another update with Stace. Yo.